Candace Owens has responded to Donald Trump's insane message where he turns on his greatest supporters. You hate to see it, but you kind of love to, right? An enemy of my enemy is my friend. Hey, folks, it's Dave Neal here with an afternoon episode of the Rush Hour podcast on this April 10th, 2026. Let's dive into this. We've got Candace's response. I know there's more coming. And then we find out that Laura Loomer, far-right, commentator, friend of Donald Trump, is the one who has been feeding Trump what Tucker Carlson has been saying, as he's made a very good point prosecuting the case against Donald Trump and this meaningless war he gets into. On the second half of the episode, we're going to talk about Melania Trump, the bizarre press conference she gave, full-on Streisand effect, where she says, I had nothing to do with the Epstein files. And we're going, what's this all about? Well, now we know what it's about. That'll be the second half of the show. So let's get into it. Here's Candace's response. Time to put grandpa up in a home. I've said the same thing. Jesus, take the wheel, please. Can we get Carrie Underwood here to sing the song? Take the keys from old Donnie. Here's what Donald, I'm just going to read the whole thing for you. This is what Trump had to say in response to everyone turning on him. Of course, Trump's the one who turned on his base. We knew this would happen from a mile away, right? Trump has lied about having concepts of a healthcare plan and all of these other things. He's there to enrich himself, and he's sort of bought and paid for and being held hostage in one way or another by Bibi Netanyahu, Prime Minister of Israel. I mean, we know this. Prove me wrong. Donald Trump is working for a foreign government. And this is no longer a conspiracy. We're watching it play out. Innocent Americans are dying in the process. We are all paying for it at the gas pump. Trump responded, I know why Tucker Carlson, Megyn Kelly, Candace Owens, and Alex Jones have all been fighting me for years, especially by the fact that they think it is wonderful for Iran, the number one state sponsor of terror, to have a nuclear weapon, because they have one thing in common, low IQs. They're stupid people. They know it. Their families know it, and everyone else knows it too. Look at their past. Look at their record. They don't have what it takes, and they never did. They've all been thrown off television, lost their shows, and aren't even invited on TV because nobody cares about them. They're nut jobs, troublemakers, and will say anything necessary for some free and cheap publicity. Now, this is also like when Trump makes fun of like the New York Times for being failed media. The media ecosystem has changed. Tucker Carlson and Candace Owens are making far more money doing what they're doing now than working for some, like Fox News. Fox News, you might not even know me. I'm a small content creator. I make more money than most of the pundits on cable news. Are you kidding me? That's like trash. That's like doing soap operas. That is such old school, anyway, you get the point, right? So you don't judge success based on whether or not someone's entrepreneurial and goes off to do their YouTube show. Maybe Candace Owens was fired from the Daily Wire, but I promise you she's doing better now. Now, they think they get some clicks because they have third-rate podcasts, but nobody's talking about them, and their views are the opposite of MAGA. I wouldn't have won the presidential election in a landslide. Trump won the election before doing everything opposite of what he ran on. I didn't vote for him, but those that did voted for No New Wars, Make America First, DOGE, right? Make America Healthy Again. All these things that were colossal failure. MAGA agrees with me and just gave CNN a 100% approval rating of Trump, not hand-flailing fools like Tucker Carlson, who couldn't even finish college. He was a broken man when he got fired from Fox, and he's never been the same. Perhaps he should see a good psychiatrist. Or Megyn Kelly, who's nastily asked me the now famous only Rosie O'Donnell question, or crazy Candace Owens, who accuses the highly respected First Lady of France of being a man, when she is not, and will hopefully win lots of money in the ongoing lawsuit. Now, that's a tricky one, because maybe the First Lady of France does win that defamation lawsuit. We don't know. We haven't seen all the discovery. Candace Owens is being sued for defamation for claiming that Brigitte Macron was born a man. Again, we're gonna follow that case closely, so hit the subscribe button. An interesting defamation case. Candace is allowed to make these claims if she believes them to be true. Did the First Lady provide evidence to Candace to stop her? Again, side story. Actually, to me, the First Lady of France is a far more beautiful woman than Candace. In fact, it's not even close. Now, on that one, it's like, look, Brigitte Macron, when you look at her some of the younger photos, she's beautiful, sure. She's beautiful, but come on, Candace Owens is also conventionally very attractive. And I'm not here to judge people's looks, but to respond to the president. I mean, talk about the fruit falling close to the tree here. How am I supposed to, I would prefer a world where I don't have to compare people's looks, but the fact that our president is doing this should be, to me, impeachable that he's even stooping to this level. But Candace Owens looks different than Brigitte Macron. We can all agree. Skin tone, eye color, whatever, different. And yet, different race, and yet, I think Candace Owens is extremely beautiful. That is the last of any criticisms you would have of her, right? So you lose that one, Donald. Anyhow, he continues. Bankrupt Alex Jones, who says some of the dumbest things and lost an entire fortune, as he should have, for his horrendous attacks on the family of the Sandy Hook shooting victims, ridiculously claiming it was a hoax. I think this is the one thing most people will agree with Trump on, which is Alex Jones doubled down, tripled down, and quadrupled down on a terrible hoax. And because of that, he should be held liable. But again, that has nothing to do with this. These so-called pundits are losers, and they always will be. Now, fake news, CNN, the failing New York Times, and all of the other radical left news organizations are hailing them and giving them positive press for the first time in their lives. They're not MAGA, they're losers, just trying to latch on to MAGA. As president, I could get them on my side anytime I want to, but when they call, I don't return their calls because I'm too busy on world and country affairs. And after a few times, they go nasty, just like Marjorie Trader Brown. But I no longer care about that stuff. I only care about doing right for our country. MAGA is about winning and strength, and not only Iran to have nuclear weapons, not allowing Iran. MAGA is about making America great again. And these people have no idea how to do that. But I do, because the United States is now the hottest country anywhere in the world. President Donald J. Trump. Does anybody believe this nonsense? Since Donald Trump took office, literally nothing is better. The tariffs were a giant failure. They have led to zero domestic investments, literally zero. I mean, Trump's building his ballroom with foreign steel, right? Nothing he has done this term. Listen, all he had to do was surf the wave. The economy was coming back. The inflation rates had started to go down. And now gas is up 60%. People have to travel to work. And now they are spending $50 to $100 extra a week just pissing it out the window because Trump started a war he couldn't win that was on faulty, I don't even want to say faulty information, because all of the agencies, leading with Tulsi Gabbard, all said they are not getting a nuclear weapon. They're not in the process of enriching uranium to the point of nukes, X, Y, and Z. So here's Candace's response. It may be time to put Grandpa up and at home. Now, as a stand-up comedian, I have to tell you, economy of words is what comedy is all about. How can you cut the flesh and get right to the bone, right? That's what it's all about. How quickly can you make your point and get out? Usually in a fight online, if a commenter leaves me some crazy response, if I just respond, weird, it's like, how little time can you give to something? And it may be time to put Grandpa up in a home, chef's kiss. And of course, I'm sure we're going to get more from her. Now, we have so much to get into. President Trump completely turning on Tucker, Candace Owens, Alex Jones, and Megyn Kelly. Probably his biggest mistake he's ever made, so says some large political pundits. So much of the MAGA base looks up to these people, and this is going to get them questioning their loyalty to Trump. Yeah, how many people are going to turn on Candace that are Candace fans? They're going to follow her. How many people are going to turn on Tucker Carlson? Tucker Carlson has been really good with his take on this war. Megyn Kelly is coming around. She still suffers from, Ozempic or Botox-related blood issues where she sometimes has terrible takes, like saying she would rather Trump nuke Iran than let a Democrat back into office. Okay, weird. Because the Democrats are already nuking the country. What are you talking about? And by the way, I did have someone in my comment section say, Dave, I have found no evidence that Megyn Kelly said it. Like, we literally covered it. Follow my Instagram right there, @DNeils. You can watch those words coming out of Megyn Kelly's mouth. She's insane. But hey, a broken clock is right twice a day, right? So Trump is done is the big line there. Now, how about this? CNN plays a montage of Trump praising Megyn Kelly, Tucker Carlson, Candace Owens, and Alex Jones. Don't we all see this? He only likes you if you like him. That is like narcissism 101. Have a listen.
I just mentioned a name, but a woman who I saw the other night on television just ripped some poor idiot apart. Megyn Kelly is here, and she's doing... Come up.
Come out there, man. Come out there, man. I'll grab you.
I'm having a great time up here. Are you having a good time?
Are you doing a good time? This guy right here.
Is he the greatest?
Is he not the best?
Candace Owens, I watched her and I saw her coming. I said, I'm pretty good at star power. I say, that's a star.
Star.
I just want to finish by saying your reputation's amazing. I will not let you down. You will be very, very impressed.
Donald Trump, let me say this. My audience, I'd say 90% supports you. Okay.
Right.
And you definitely have shown your knowledge of geopolitical systems.
All right, so there it is. So there's Trump. Hey, you like me, I like you. You don't like me, you're the worst. Failing news. All right, we all see it. Unbelievable. And so Piers Morgan, who has been very kind to Trump until recently, very willing to grade Trump on a curve, said Trump is attacking them now because they all oppose the Iran war and have been increasingly critical of the Israeli government, as have Joe Rogan, Theo Von, me, and many others who have good relations with Trump. He should stop lashing out and listen to his friends. Hey, that might be the best advice anyone's given him in this whole instance. Now, here's Megyn Kelly. We've called her Ozempic Steve Jobs. Here she is ripping on Fox News and kind of calls out the game plan of what they're doing, as Fox News is one of the last places that still supports Trump.
Fox News is insufferable right now. Insufferable. I was there for 14 years. I've already told my audience, if I were a Fox News anchor right now, I'd know exactly what to do. Cheerlead. That's it. It's all about rah, 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 go military. That's what's patriotic. Praise the president, support the troops, support the war, day in, day out. This morning, who do they put on? Mike Pompeo to kick off the day's coverage.
Yeah, and it makes you wonder, how much can we trust Megyn Kelly? Because she was one of those Muppets, one of those stooges that was part of that megaphone, right? Fox News, owned by an Australian, right? This billionaire from Queens, New York, that has somehow convinced a lot of Southerners and conservatives that he's one of them. It's truly one of the greatest con jobs of all times. But yes, Megyn Kelly spent 14 years in Fox News. She knows how it works. She was a part of the problem, and she's going to have to do a lot of retribution for me to truly trust her. And the same thing with Tucker Carlson. I'm going to disagree with all of them on a lot of social issues, and that's a conversation you get to have after we get back to just all protecting democracy. Due process, First Amendment, right? The sort of amount of government pressure on freedom of speech right now, looking into leaked sources and news organizations and tapping into phones and all of the crazy stuff that's going on is insane. It's absolutely insane, which is what we've let happen. And whether you're Republican or Democrat, we all need to come together and get back to a place where we have due process, freedom of speech. Because you think they're just rounding up illegal immigrants? They are beating the shit out of American citizens. If some people are lucky, because some have already been shot and killed without getting a fair trial, right? Run over, shot in the throat, back of the head. Unbelievable the way we are sending people into wars without democracy, playing out. And luckily, even these folks that are on the other side of the aisle are also seeing it. Now, you want to talk about an extreme wackadoodle. We've got Laura Loomer here. And I know you might not understand which face of Laura Loomer we're talking about. Any one of them. I'm not here, and I'm not body shaming anyone, just so you properly know who we're speaking of. There's plenty of different looking Laura Loomers here. I don't know. I'm just telling you right now, there's a little bit of a lack of trust that I have for people that are lying about their face, to that degree at least, that why would we believe what's coming out of their face?
But the president has had enough of Tucker shit. And yeah, I'm just going to admit it. I sent the president Tucker Carlson's clip so he can see the shit that he says about him.
Ooh, we've got a snitch in the office, a rat's in the room.
I do. And I want that motherfucker Tucker Carlson to know that I'm the one who knifed him from the front. I want him to know. I'm not talking about physical violence, physical knifing, but yeah, I'm the one that sent the president all your shit, Tucker, because he deserves to see the fact that you are lying about him and you are smearing him.
By the way, why does she have multiple camera angles? It reminds me of Ashton Kutcher from Punk'd. They would shoot him with 5 camera angles. Maybe she prefers this angle. I don't know. She's got the MAGA hat. She's got some, fake trees here and a alligator jaw, which is probably more real than her own jaw. Either way, again, I'm not here to body shame anybody. I just how do you... I wouldn't trust her with any of my worst enemies. But here she is, metaphorically stabbing Tucker Carlson from the front.
And you are saying the most vile things about our country and our president, and you are creating so much chaos. You're going to cause the Democrats to take the House and the Senate, and you are endangering our national security by whitewashing this barbaric death cult ideology known as Islam.
Wow. That's pretty crazy. It's obviously Islamophobic. She's, of course, not hiding from that at all. This is wild stuff. All because Tucker Carlson and the others don't want a war that we didn't vote for, that's going to kill American lives and literally do nothing. It's kind of like how Israel committed a genocide in Gaza, and the goal was to take out Hamas, so they say, but it just radicalized Hamas, and their numbers weren't even dented. So if your goal is to take out a terrorist regime, you didn't achieve that goal. If our goal is to take out some bad hombres over there in Iran or in Lebanon, are we going to meet that goal? Or are we going to radicalize more people to chant death to America? Tim Pool says, that does it. I am done. This was the last straw. I'm so angry. And again, an enemy of my enemy is my friend. What do you guys think? If there's any clip you could share with a relative, if they're questioning why we're so anti-war, I think this is it. Here we have I Am Politics Girl absolutely cooking this dude on live TV. This perfectly explains how ridiculous of a war we're in and perfectly explains why we need to get out. Have a listen.
That said no
When did that
nuclear
expire?
weapons,
When did
that
that expire?
allowed international inspectors
Do you know when that expired?
ensure their
You don't know
compliance.
when that expired. It would have
Can you
expired
actually
in
just let me speak
2025.
for like
Okay.
one frickin'
Sorry.
second, bro?
Sure.
Thank you so much. There was a deal.
Now, as she eats him alive, watch how Bo drifts to her like a moth into a lamp.
And Trump came in and said, I can get a better deal. And he ripped it up. And he didn't get a better deal. And then he went into that country at the request of another country's leader, and he spent $50 billion and killed thousands of civilians and at least 13 American soldiers, and hundreds of American soldiers are injured. We've heard our bases, we've heard our radar. People hate America now.
If I was the host, I'd be like, Bo, can you socially distance from her? It's like you're trying to smell her perfume. It's kind of creepy.
We had a president say that we're going to destroy an entire civilization. That's like if I came home and I held a gun to my wife's head
Very
and
broad,
I said,
very
for
expansive.
13 hours, I'm going to say, I'm going to kill you, I'm going to blow your brains out. Just kidding. We'll talk about it again in 2 weeks. That does not make you a good negotiator. That doesn't make you a good guy. It makes you psychotic.
No, it's not psychotic. It's Trump's art of the deal. He threatens to blow up a civilization. How do you negotiate? Let's see how you buy a used car. Coming up next, I've got Melania. If you're watching on YouTube, that'll be our next video. Hit the subscribe and like button. Leave a comment to get in with the algorithm, and you'll get more of our takes. That's coming next.